I'm not trying to politicize anything, and everybody pretty much knows by now that I'm running for office. And everything that we're going to include on our planks and programs are important, but not nearly as important as the safety of our children. I contacted the governor of New Hampshire, or tried to. You all remember back when the last school shooting tragedy took place? Well, I figured enough was enough, and so I gave you all a suggestion as to contacting your governors and yours, and I don't know if anybody did, but because I can't tell, because they still haven't done squat. Now, if that's not true, please somebody tell me what they're doing in your state. Please. Because what the state of New Hampshire did is they paid somebody $100,000 to study whether or not it was a problem here. What did they hire, a psychic? You know, not that I would be against that, but you know, hire somebody. What? Are they trying to say that they could have prevented these tragedies by hiring a consultant? The solution is more simple than that. Okay. There are other states have also studied this, and they paid a lot more than $100,000. Some of them have paid $500,000 to study it. Are you going to determine it's a problem that, like, oh no, kids are getting shot? I mean, what the purpose is these stupid studies? But just like a politician, they got to figure out a way to maximize the amount of money they can extract from something. They need to ask, like, a businessman or a tribal chieftain or somebody who knows what the hell they're doing, because it sure as hell isn't these people. Okay, look, I don't care who gets the credit, but here's the solution. Okay, first of all, you take a retired fireman, a retired police officer, or a veteran, most of which are already known by the principals of the grade schools, junior high, and high schools. They already know them. Okay? They could pay them a stipend, because here's the idea behind the job. Sit in a chair with a gun on your hip and have nothing to do all day. And that's going to be true 99.9% of the time. What is going to be is a deterrent. Because if somebody's going to come into a school and try to shoot kids, they're going to look for one without the guard in the front. So every school needs to do this. This needs to become inaccessible to the crazies that want to shoot kids. The other thing, oh, by the way, it's not one person all the time, but I'm sure that there's a number of grandparents who'd like to sit there and play cards or visit all day, you know, and check people like the delivery driver or something, and that's about it. That's all they do, okay? But whoever you hire could coordinate volunteers to sit in front of the school along with them. You know, sort of like a PTA kind of function. Okay, next. Almost every school, I have been told that every school does, but I don't know that for a fact. But almost every school, I would assume, has somebody who's a counselor or somebody who can fulfill that capacity. Excuse me. Teachers get to know students. Schools have staff meetings. If at that staff meeting, a teacher would say to the counselor, I think I've got an at-risk kid. Maybe not. But he doesn't seem to be blending in well with the society of school. Okay? And if that was done, there probably wouldn't be as much bullying going on. Now, the idea is to extract the angst from the school experience for some of these kids who are mentally sensitive. Okay? And I'm not talking about profiling kids. I'm talking about expressing a polite interest. The counselor could, traffic being friendly. It's one of the joys of being on the road. Could basically find if they feel that a kid is at risk, and either working with the counseling system in school, or if they're not equipped for that, then maybe bringing in a counselor to talk to a kid if they feel that they're somewhat at risk. There's no way to entirely predict who's going to do this and when they're going to do it. There's no way. But the idea of having counseling and a deterrent at the front door could have stopped these incidents from happening. Thank you much for